Welcome back to this mystical forest of Fanal on the island of Madeira, Portugal. Today we're going to do 15 rounds of Surya Namaskar, sun salutation in the classical breath and movement style. And yeah, we're going to start in a minute standing in mountain pose at the top of our mat. So once you're ready, let's find that position in mountain pose, Tadasana. Open up our feet hip wide and our hands. And let's stay here for a few breaths. Let's focus on that body, mind, and spirit connection in the next 15 minutes. Once you're ready, we're going to breathe in deeply and raise our hands up into upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana, and back down in front of our heart in Namaste. Breathe in, draw your hands to the sky, upward salute, and breathe out, full forward bend. Breathe in, half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana, and breathe out, step the right foot back, knee down to the floor. Breathe in, low lunge, and breathe out, swan dive, the palms to the floor. Breathe in into Palakasana, plank pose, and slowly release. Breathe out, the knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Breathe in, easy cobra, and breathe out, press all fours directly up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in, bring your right foot forward into low lunge, and breathe out, swan dive your hands to the ground, step back into Uttanasana, and breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, Utkatasana, chair pose, and reach your hands all the way up into upward salute and back to Samastiti, hands in front of heart. Breathe in, reach the arms up to Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, and breathe out into Ardha Uttanasana. Step your right leg back, drop to the floor, low lunge, and breathe in, Anyanyasana, low lunge. Breathe out, swan dive the palms to the floor, and breathe in into Palakasana, plank pose. Breathe out, slowly release, knees, chest, chin, and breathe in, easy cobra. Breathe out, press to all fours into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, and breathe in, step the right foot forward and rise into Anyanyasana, low lunge. Breathe in here and out, swan dive the palms to the floor, and step back into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. Breathe out, rise into Utkatasana, chair pose, and from here breathe in, hands to the sky and in front of our heart, Samastiti, open into mountain pose. Breathe in, upward salute. Breathe out, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, step the right foot back, knee down to the floor, and breathe in, draw the torso and arms up into Anyanyasana, low lunge. Breathe out, swan dive the palms to the floor, and breathe in, step back to Palakasana, plank pose. Breathe out, release your knees, chest, and chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana, and breathe in, upward facing dog or little cobra. Push back into all fours, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, and breathe in, step your right foot forward into low lunge, Anyanyasana, hands in front of heart. Breathe out, and breathe in, step forward into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. Breathe out, Utkatasana, look up through your hands, and breathe in, reach your hands up to the sky, and in front of our hearts, Samastiti. Breathe out and in into Ardha Uttanasana. Step your right foot back, breathe out, and breathe in into low lunge, Anyanyasana. Breathe out, swan dive the palms to the floor, and breathe in, step back to plank pose. Breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana, and breathe in, easy cobra or upward facing dog. Breathe out, press to all fours into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, and breathe in, step the right foot forward and rise into Anyanyasana, low lunge. Swan dive the hands in front of your body to the ground. Breathe out and step forward. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, lift your hands into Utkatasana, and breathe in, upward salute, hands over your head and in front of your heart, Samastiti. Breathe out, full forward bend, and breathe in, half forward bend. Breathe out, step the right foot back, and breathe in, low lunge, Anyanyasana. Breathe out, swan dive the palms to the floor, and breathe in, step back to Palakasana, plank pose. Breathe out, release into Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog, and breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, step your right foot forward into Anyasana, low lunge, hands overhead. Breathe in here, and breathe out, lower your hands to the ground, and step back into Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe in, breathe out, Utkatasana, and breathe in, reach those hands all the way up to the sky and in front of your heart, Samastiti. Breathe in and reach your hands up to upward salute. Breathe out into full forward bend. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, and breathe out, step your right foot back. Breathe in into low lunge, Anyanyasana, and breathe out, swan dive the palms to the floor. Breathe in into plank pose, Palakasana, and breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog, and breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, step the right foot forward and rise into Anyanyasana, low lunge. And breathe out, swan dive the palms to the floor. Breathe in, extend the spine and heart center into Ardha Uttanasana, and breathe out, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, upward salute, and breathe out, hands in front of heart. Breathe in, reach your hands up into upward salute, Urdhva. Breathe out into full forward bend. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. Breathe out, step your right foot back, and breathe in, Anyanyasana, low lunge. Breathe out, step back into plank pose. Breathe in and breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, press to all fours or directly up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in, step the right foot forward and rise into Anyanyasana, low lunge. Breathe out, swan dive the palms to the floor. And step forward, breathe in into Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, Utkatasana. And breathe in, reach the arms out and up to upward salute, Urdhva, and back to the heart, Samastiti. Breathe in, reach the arms into upward salute, and breathe out, full forward bend. Breathe in into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. Breathe out, step your right foot back, and breathe in into Anyanyasana, low lunge. Breathe out, hands in front of heart, back to the ground. Breathe in, plank pose, and breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog, and breathe out, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, step your right leg forward, hands over your head, in low lunge, Anyanyasana. Breathe out, hands in front of heart and back to the ground. Breathe in, step forward into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, and breathe out, swing your hands up and your pelvis down into Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, upward salute, and breathe out, Samastiti, hands in front of heart. Breathe in, hands up into Urdhva, upward salute. Breathe out, full forward bend, and breathe in, half forward bend. Step your right leg back, breathe out, and breathe in, hands over your head and in front of your heart. Breathe out, hands back to the ground. Breathe in, plank pose, and breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana, or knees, chest, and chin. Breathe in, upward facing dog or little cobra, and breathe out, push back onto all fours or straight back into upward facing dog. Breathe in, step the right foot forward and rise into Anyanyasana, low lunge. And swan dive the palms, breathe out to the ground and step back into full forward bend. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, and breathe out, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, hands to the sky, Urdhva, and breathe out, hands to heart, Samastiti. Breathe in, hands to the sky, upward salute, and breathe out, full forward bend. Breathe in, half forward bend. Breathe out, step your right foot back into low lunge, and breathe in, hands to the sky, Anyanyasana. Breathe out, hands to heart and back to the ground. Breathe in, plank pose. Breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog. And breathe out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, step your right leg forward. Low lunge, hands over your head. And breathe out, hands to the ground. Breathe in, plank pose. And breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog. And push back into downward facing dog. Breathe out. Breathe in, right leg forward, low lunge. Breathe in, hands to the sky. And breathe out, hands in front of heart. Breathe in, step forward into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. And breathe out, swing those hands up and in front of you, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. And breathe out, hands in front of heart, Samastiti. Breathe in, hands upward, salute. Breathe out, full forward bend. Breathe in, half forward bend. Step your right leg back. And breathe in, low lunge, Anyanyasana. Breathe out, hands in front of heart, back to the ground. Breathe in, plank pose, Padakasana. Breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. And in, upward facing dog. Out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg forward, low lunge, Anyanyasana, hands overhead. And breathe out, hands back to the ground. Breathe in, step forward, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, and breathe out, Utkatasana, sit low. Breathe in, hands to the sky, upward salute, and in front of our hearts, breathe out, Samastiti. Breathe in, hands up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana, and breathe out, full forward bend. Breathe in, half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana, and step back, breathe out into low lunge. Breathe in, hands overhead, and back to the heart. Breathe out to the ground. Breathe in, plank pose, and breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana, or knees, chest, chin. Breathe in, upward facing dog or little cobra, and breathe out, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in, step your right leg forward, hands overhead and in front of heart. Breathe out, hands to the ground. Step forward, breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, Utkatasana, chair pose. And breathe in, hands to the sky and in front of your heart. Breathe in, upward salute. Breathe out, full bend. Breathe in, half forward bend. Breathe out, step your right leg forward, low lunge, Anyanyasana. Breathe in, hands over heart and back to the ground. Breathe out. Breathe in, plank pose. Breathe out and in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, push back into downward facing dog. And with the flow, breathe in, bring your right leg forward. Hands overhead, low lunge, Anyanyasana, and breathe out. Hands to the ground, breathe in, step forward into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, and breathe out, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, hands to the sky, upward salute, and in front of our hearts, Samastiti. Breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Breathe out, full forward bend, Uttanasana. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. Breathe out, step the right foot back, and breathe in, low lunge, Anyanyasana. Breathe out, hands in front of heart, back to the ground, and breathe in, Palakasana, plank pose. Breathe out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, upward facing dog, and breathe out, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in, step your right leg forward, low lunge, hands over our head and in front of our heart. Breathe out, hands back to the ground. Step forward into Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe in and breathe out, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, reach for the sky, upward salute, and hands in front of heart. Breathe in, hands over our heads, Urdhva Hastasana. Breathe out, full forward bend. Breathe in, half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, step your right leg back into low lunge, hands over our heads. Breathe in, Anyanyasana. Breathe out, hands back to the ground. Breathe in plank pose. Breathe out Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in upward facing dog or easy cobra, and breathe out Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in, step your right leg forward, hands over our heads, Anyanyasana, low lunge, hands in front of our heart and down to the ground. Step forward, breathe in into Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, and breathe out Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe in, reach for the sky, and hands in front of heart, Samastiti. If you want to continue this flow, you can either start from the beginning of the video or stop here and flow on your own. If you want to, though, stop the practice where you are now and come into a small meditation with me, then I ask you to come down to the ground into a comfortable position on your mat. I'm sitting on my knees just because it felt better in this moment, grounding my hands on my knees. And if you like, you can close your eyes and breathe in and out through your nose. Focus on the breath. Interlace your fingers with the thumbs showing up and lay your hands onto your heart space in Vayabhadrama Mudra. We want to connect to ourselves, feel the practice working and flowing through your entire body, the prana energy, feeling confident and healthy in mind, body, and soul, feeling the connection that we just created through this practice. I'll ask you to breathe deeply into your heart space. And if you like, either stay in this mudra or open up and bring a hand down to your stomach, to your solar plexus area, and keep one on your heart. And try breathing deeply into your heart space and into your belly, bringing prana energy into your entire being. In through the belly and the chest. Feel your body moving, pushing your hands outward. And when you breathe out, feel your hands sink back into you. We are one with ourselves and we are one with nature, always. We can always find the connection back to ourselves. Thank you so much for practicing Surya Namaskars and Salutation with me today. Namaste. May you be blessed, healthy, happy, and grounded. As a little reminder to all of us, when we're in nature and we have the amazing opportunity to practice in such a beautiful forest, it's always important to leave nothing behind but our footprints. And with this said, if you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe, or follow me on Instagram at Yoga with Nadia. See you soon, and thank you so much for being with me today.